everyone supposed to welcome back to the Polehouse video. And I totally forgot Sygna Suit Cyrus was take, because I thought it was actually tomorrow, which was why I cleared out today's schedule so I could so I could study, because I have a pretty big test tomorrow. But apparently no, it's today. So rip that plan, I guess. Anyways, so yeah, Sygna Suit Cyrus and Darkrai at this reset, which as usual we will be streaming those summons live, so make sure to tune in for that. Hopefully we get some good stuff. Good luck if you guys are summoning as well, right? As usual, let's get into this. Yeah, video, I'd say quite a few hours late. 9-10 hours late, I don't even know. Anyways, let's get into it. So Sygna Cyrus and Darkrai. I'm a bit conflicted on this unit for a few reasons. I'm not saying he's bad. He's definitely not bad. Like, this guy, like, Dark Void, right? Dark Wish, right? Like, straight up, like, you can't go wrong with that. Right? Like, with any unit, can't really go wrong with that. The thing is, right, with this, is that he has one bit of a weakness, which is damage, right? If you compare it to any of the other, like, zone setters so far, right? Cynthia's more consistent damage dealer than Darkrai. Luke is more consistent damage dealer than Darkrai. Marnie is a much, is a more consistent damage dealer than Darkrai, and all of them set zones, right? Darkrai doesn't really have that consistent damage output in comparison to any of the other, like, zone users, because, like, for all the other zone users, like, yeah, you buff the damage for, like, this type a lot, right, on your team. But you also, like, output a ton of damage yourself. Like, look at Marnie's damage. Look at, Lucas's damage, right? Like, a fantastic damage themselves. And then on the other hand, Darkrai over here, like, don't get me wrong, like, this is still very good damage, right? As you can see over here, with Cyrus, still very good damage. However, the thing with Cyrus, and it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because on one hand, it's very good. Sleep is very nice, right? Especially for something like Legendary Gauntlet, very good, right? Certain Legendary Gauntlets, at least. Some they have Wide Awake or have Wide Awake relatively fast, but for some that are actually weak to that, obviously very powerful. But the only thing with that is, against some other, stuff like Master Mode, a lot of Master Mode has like less than Sleep 9, which obviously you wake up very fast from that. And then the issue over there with Cyrus is, it's like, yeah, you can, theoretically do some really good damage, but as a sleeper, you're also just sleeping every other turn as well, right? So you have to, like, a lot of times what you're doing is you're Dark Voiding, then Dark Pulse, and a lot of times, again, with less than Sleep 9 units, which there's a lot of, right? They're just gonna wake up, then you have to Dark Void again, right? It's kind of like the thing that, like, Serena has. Like, Serena theoretically very powerful damage dealer as well, right? In my opinion, more powerful, well, not in my opinion, just the raw numbers show, right? More powerful than EX into Red, but the issue with Serena is you have to Hypnosis every other turn, right? So that does cut from your damage. I guess theoretically you could just not use Sleep and just, just straight up Dark Pulse DPS, which is still fine, because like Dark Pulse with this special attack with Dark Zone, right, it's still gonna be fine. It's still gonna be, solid damage, right? But then again, you're not having putting the opponent to sleep, which is theoretically should be, one of your big things that Darkrai does, right? As for his sync is it's fine. It doesn't seem anything crazy in comparison to something like Master Royale or Sydney, right? Which, if you have them, you probably sync with them instead, right? But yeah, Dark Zone definitely does benefit a lot of very nice units, right? Stuff like, look at this. This is ridiculous, right? From Marnie, like the Karen Umbreon, even Nessa, who's not really like a dark type damage healer, as Jawlock, right? A lot of these, obviously, again, very nice, right? So yeah, I wouldn't really say there's like a top, dark type damage healer. Like there really isn't like a dark type damage healer like as crazy as something like Annie Lily or a Alolan Grimsley, right? Or like maybe even Singsu Leon to an extent, right? That the other zone setters have. But Dark type does have consistently solid ones, and Dark type does have a lot of, again, very, very good nukers right over here with Mass Rail and Sydney. So at least there's that, right? But anyways, the banner overall, right? Again, it still comes down to, yeah, even if you want them, you should probably just wait till the end of the month, see what's, in store for the anniversary units first, right? But that aside, for those who again really, really like Darkrai or Cyrus, because again, it's a very good unit. It's a very, very, very good unit. By no means this is a bad unit. This is a fantastic unit, right? Like you still, again, you still go for it, right? Because in terms of how many copies, right? I'd say overall 1 out of 5 is fine, except 1 out of 5 you're just lacking a lot of damage. 1 out of 5 is just you Dark Wish support and then Dark Void sleep, right? Which is fine, which is already, most of his kit, right? I'd say. But if you do want damage, you definitely want more copies. Whether you get that through multiple pulls on the banner or through candies, right? Depends on you. But at 2 out of 5, you do get move gauge refresh on Dark Void, which is very, very good. It's a move gauge refresh 4, right? Especially if you are using him as a sleep bot. Because a lot of times what you want with your sleep bot is mostly speed, right? So it doesn't interfere with you queuing up moves with the other people, so you don't mess up your sleep chain, right? Because you don't want to mess that up. So yeah, move gauge refresh over here. Fast track with Dark Void as well, which is nice, right? What else? Umbrella is, I don't know what that word, how to pronounce that word, but acceleration, that's nice with extra, speed buff and or not speed, but like move gauge acceleration and Dark Zone. Aggravation on Dark Pulse is nice, right? Getting flinch and sleep. I don't know, just make it a bit more, just in case one of your just in case you mistime one of your sleeps and then you try to get extra Dark Pulse in there and you still flinch the opponent, because again, like if you really just have flinch in there, right? If you don't sleep as much and you focus more on dealing damage, you can honestly get away with a solid amount of damage. I wouldn't say 2 out of 5 Darkrai is like a huge upgrade. It's like a nice to have, right? But I wouldn't say it's huge. I'd say 3 out of 5 is again where you get like most of your stuff. You have a 30% buff for your moves in Dark Zone, right? You have Crit Strike 2 on Dark Pulse over here. Good Nightmare 5 on Dark Pulse if you want that. Again, Good Nightmare depends, right? Might not be the best thing, but if you again, it's just like, yeah, you get 100% boost there, but then again, you do have to sleep the opponents. But on the other hand, sleeping the opponent is not a bad thing. Sleeping the opponent is just not a bad thing. It's good to have them asleep so they don't attack you, right? So yeah, and this just makes up for it basically, right? Extra hit over here, right? All that stuff. Power Play is your big sync nuke multiplier, right? And then you have a bad break over here, or just 20% for your extra on that passive, right? So yeah, that's one more interesting thing is we don't exactly know how Shared Nightmare works. Is it going to be like a percentage of the opponent's HP, like burn or poison is, or like Nightmare is maybe in the main series, or is this going to be like an extra like hit, sort of like Mega Kangaskhan's thing, right? Because it does say it's a dark type special move and it's not affected by status change, right? So I do wonder if this is going to be like a damage based on, again, either set percentage, or if it's going to be a percentage of your own damage or whatever, because that could potentially be very, very powerful, right? This could definitely make up for some of the DPS loss, right? That you get from having to use Dark Void, so this could also be very, very interesting. So the thing is, we don't 100% know about Darkrai's full extent of his damage output yet, so it could actually potentially be very, very interesting to see how this plays out. But yeah, again, like with all the other ones, right? Like with Dialga, Giratina, Cresselia, who's coming out soon as well, right? We will know what the anniversary units are before these banners go away, so there's really almost no point summoning on these banners before we see an anniversary unit so we could compare them, right? Because again, anniversary units could be potentially very, very, very powerful. There's gonna be I won't say there will be, but there's a good chance we will get a Pokemon Presents on the 27th, right? On Pokemon Day, which could potentially also show the anniversary units over there, right? So again, I'd save on this, but unless you're really down bad for like Dark type damage dealer, then you know, go for it, right? Again, if you're a huge Cyrus fan, huge Darkrai fan, right? It's always correct to summon on your favorite characters, right? Especially if someone as powerful as he is, right? So anyways, that's really this one, I guess. Hope you all enjoyed. Guys, think in the comments down below. Like, share this video, subscribe to our channel for some more Pokemon content. Again, sorry, I completely forgot about this, but I thought it was gonna be tomorrow, but anyways, or 2 resets later, but yeah, it's this reset. We will be live streaming. Make sure to tune in, folks. Massive fair, etc. So yeah, I'll see you guys later tonight then.